The worst month of the year is finally over. In last week's video, we said the week ahead would be horrendous. It was horrendous. It is over. And the good news is, I think we're in for a bounce. What's crack, everyone? Welcome back. Bye, Hotel. Hope you're well. We have so much to get through in this video. We have a good update from Premier African Minerals that we're going to touch on. We're going to look at some swing trades that look to be playing out, and we're going to have just a bit of a roundup of last week and the news that's kind of out there at the moment. I had a great week last week. We did some good videos, which was good. Starting to get really back into the swing of things. I bought myself a new camera, which I'm hoping will come sort of next week at some stage. The idea is we're going to go live. We're going to try and do live streaming. You don't know the effort that goes into these videos. I tend to say crude words and perhaps stuff that wouldn't be particularly appropriate. So I'm trying to reel it in. I'm trying to do these videos in one take as best I can, just to get an idea of how much I say things inappropriately. Let's just say I am getting better. I'm working on it, and hopefully the camera will come and it'll all start coming together. I'm going to try and focus on charts because you can't really go wrong when you're talking about charts. It's when I read news articles or whatever that gets me a bit opinionated. That's when I get myself in trouble, as we know. Moving on, great week. Last week on Wednesday, I was invited to Carl Frampton's whiskey launch, put into the Discord, met Colin Best for the first time. Now he was a lovely man. A good chatting with him. For those who don't know, Colin Best's father is a Northern Irish legend, Manchester United legend, George Best. So yeah, it was nice meeting these people. There was loads of people there. That was really good fun. Good day out. Had a few shandies. Felt a bit tender the next day, but it was a good day, and the whiskey's nice. Get out and support Carl by buying his whiskey. I'm sure you will enjoy it as much as I did. But I did say to him, Carl, don't waste your time with the whiskey. If you want an investment that's going to really return great returns, put your balls and everything in to Premier African Minerals. We're going to kick it off with Premier African Minerals, guys. Let's have a look at it. We had our Zulu update. We also had the interim results. Not going to read them out. I will do a separate video on this. I just want to talk about some of the stuff that came out here, because this is just give us almost the confirmation that we wanted. Subsequent to our update on the 21st, I'm pleased to confirm that the plant at Zulu resumed operations and material fed through the newly installed commissioned mill. So as you can see, stuff is happening now. I did think probably through the likes of Great Jeffrey and his glorious tweets about, you know, the things coming around the bend and where's the moon and the rocket and all. I think we all knew that this was coming. So perhaps the market kind of already knew this, because if we actually look, does anybody else's bloody computer always convert back to Yahoo? Yahoo uses Yahoo, man. Anyway, we can see here it was a great day. We popped, things were looking good. We thought, right, this is going well, but it just fell off. And in the end, a good news like that only got us about a 4.7% pump. My thoughts on Premier African Minerals is people have learned from the mistakes prior. It got really too excited probably before when we got up to this sort of parabolic stage. But this kind of trend is what I foresee happening right up. I just think it'll just tick along nicely. I prefer that. It's more healthy for the stock rather than big jumps of 50% and all this. As much as it's nice and gets the adrenaline going, you probably just want it to tick along nicely. It doesn't change anything for me. I was in my head, I was going, right, November is sort of the time. You know, this side of Christmas, I'm still very confident that we'll see 1p. So that's what I'm hoping for. Now, there is some articles out here like this. Could Premier African shares be a bargain buy? Christopher, you're a bit of a Walt, a douche. Don't put articles out like this. See anyone that follows Motley Fool or understands Motley Fool. I am not going to sit and criticize them, because they mostly tell you to invest in safe stocks, high dividends, whatever. I would love to actually see how their portfolio is doing, because I would say a lot of their stocks have been pretty brutal, considering the UK indices have been shocking. But don't come along and dump all over Premier African Minerals. When you point out that obvious risks, there could be delay. Yes, we know about the delay, like anything, especially when a startup comes. A delay will be massive for it. It's key that it gets going, otherwise it really doesn't have anything. But delays happen all the time. Ask Elon Musk about his Cybertruck. I think a guy's been talking about it for 5 years. I haven't seen it yet. So delays happen. That's normal. But don't say things like, where is it? Script it right down. For now, I wouldn't be touching Premier African shares with a barge pole. Well, guess what? You're touching it. You know why you're touching it? Because it's on trend and you're looking for clickbait. I hate that stuff. If you've nothing nice to say, don't say it. Enough about Prem though. It's looking good, ticking along nicely. Nice day on Friday. Let's have a look then at the actual indices for the S&P. You can see here, apart from a bit of a rebound in our AI plays, it's selling off. Now, it was a brutal week, and we thought it would be a brutal week, and I'm not surprised at all by that. And across the globe, pretty much the same. The sort of AI plays are bouncing back. AI plays are the things that are very much on trend. We're going to have a look at our first swing trade potential. So the last time we covered this was the 22nd, and I had said in the last week's video, fully expect bloodbath. I actually expect us to touch the 200-day moving average. We didn't get a kick in the arse off it. Now, is this the rebound? It did fall, as you can see, 3% odd. We didn't touch it, but you're never going to get as tight as that. I fully expected it to come down. I was updating the Discord every day with updates on this. I even flipped it down to the 4-hour chart. So as you can see, all week, just saying we're getting closer, not quite there yet. I would wait. We're waiting for the rebound. Then I said on the 4-hour chart, have a look, the bounce, and I said it's probably too early to tell. Well, we've got a couple more green candles, and if we actually look at the day chart now, it's starting to go green. I still wouldn't be buying this, just I'd be waiting for a wee bit more confirmation. But this is looking very, very good. And if you see this, you see the Russell 200 is the exact same. And if we flip it to the NASDAQ actually stayed more bullish than anything. This is their AI plays. This is where the most on-trend, biggest pump, biggest interest in stocks is. It's in the NASDAQ stocks in these AI plays. So it's held up remarkably well. Look, I could be wrong, but you know my thoughts. I don't foresee this going to be the crash right now. I just don't. Potentially, this is the last pump though. We'll monitor it closely, but I would be keeping an eye on this for your swing trade. Get above even the 9-day moving average. Ride that bad boy. I fully expect that to happen. But just a reminder on stocks can happen. Smile Direct Club plummets 85% after Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Gape, the absolute gape. Smile Direct, all the YouTubers were pumping that about a year and a half ago. I bet you me, Kevin's and financial blah 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 and all them guys are absolutely nowhere near that now. I've got nothing left. Dow sheds more than 100 points Friday. S&P 500, NASDAQ wrap up the worst month of 2023. So that is another year of September being the worst month. What I like to do is, in case I ever forget, see middle of August every year, what I like to do is put a reminder on my phone, September worst month. It allows you to maybe reassess your portfolio. That's a tip. Come the end of August for next year, put a reminder on your phone or whatever to say, September, one hell of a gaping, maybe take some money off the tables. Now, there's talk of government shutdowns. Let's face it, the markets are not great. Europe is heading into one of the hell of a recession. It's kind of slipping underneath the radar. Some stuff that sort of the conspiracy theorists are sort of saying is even they're putting out data that makes it look like it's okay, but then they're revising the data like a day later, so the data is then correct. They're allowed to do that. It's all about massaging figures. The headlines go out, the news, the media pick up, we are at X, things are looking okay, and then what you'll find is they'll go in and revise it to more of a gape town. Do your own due diligence, of course. I think we'll get a pump one more. I think we'll get a good rally, but I really think that we need to buckle up and just sort of tighten up the socks because it's going to be pretty brutal. I think 2024 is going to be horrible. You know my thoughts. Apologise in the last video. I felt that perhaps we would get the pivot this year, but I think actually from more research and further down the road, there's even people thinking that you might not even get the pivot next year. They might really just try to kill every bit of momentum, rip people's savings away, take it all away, strip people down and really bring this working class thing out. An interesting thing that I also seen was Chase, Morgan Stanley Chase Banking have banned all cryptocurrency transactions on the same day that they released their own coin. I thought that was very interesting. It's kind of a bad news headline. Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies no longer. You're going, oh, is this the end? I mean, well, we're going to release our own coin, so cryptocurrency is the future. You make your own calls. I'm loading up on Bitcoin when the time comes, but that's for next year. Consumer stocks struggling or denting soft landing hopes. Yep, I'm not going to read this out. The companies across the USA warn of flagging customer demand. It's going to be quite a lean Christmas. The reason being is because everything's so friggin' dear. People are really starting to max out the cards. All their savings are gone. It's going to be tough on this, this champagne lifestyle on cider budgets, the Instagram, the fame. Is it any wonder that suicide rates are going up and depression's going up through the roof? Coming up this week, a looming government shutdown, updates on the labour market. Government shutdown could be imminent unless congressional leaders agree to a series of last-minute spending bills to keep the government running. So again, let's just keep this thing propped up. The usual. I think it probably will work out fine. They always just throw money at these things and it usually works out all right. PMI for the global S&P, but the one thing I want to really talk about is the updates on the labour market. On Wednesday, payroll provided by ADP will issue its national employment for September, tracking growth in the private sector payrolls. This is what I really want to see, the private sector, because the public sector keep people in jobs, generally speaking, because the public sector, the way it works is the money comes in to the people and that feeds out to the economy. If the economy's dying, to kind of keep the heart beating, keep the money flowing through the public sector, that will go out into the main spending. Private sector don't care about that. If the top boys at the top aren't getting their juicy bonuses, the people at the bottom get the boot. That's the one you want to watch out for. So now let's have a look at some swing trades. First one is my boy Elon, and I'm sorry Elon at the start of the video, I slagged you off a bit about not getting the Cybertruck out, but I was just using it for a point that sometimes Elon says things that don't quite happen. We can see here a buy symbols come on our day chart. Again, you get access to the buy and sell indicators. We had a great testimonial from a recent person that signed up here on the 21st, a really detailed, he's saying 7 out of 10 trades work for him. Nobody could ever predict where a price is going to go. We do run on that kind of probabilities, and we'll talk about all that in it, but he was highly recommending it. Pays for itself. That's the thing. We're doing a money back guarantee. You've nothing to lose. You buy it. If you think, nope, nothing for me in this, we're wasting money, you get your money back. What have you got to lose? Sign up now. It's £99. It is going to be going back up. That aside, buy symbol comes in, we can see we're pushing up. This is the 200 day. Well, I use the 180. I like to get in and out of things a bit earlier, but generally speaking, it's not a million miles away from this to 200. This is your 180. This is going up. This is going to get above, I think, this week, and this is where we're going to push. So this is your swing trade. This, the NASDAQ, S&P, those are my swing trades that I'm really keeping an eye on. We're going to probably look to push to at least the 50-day moving average, I think. And again, if we go back to the S&P, this is where I think we could be pushing to. I'd be looking to try and get it a 3%. Now people, 3%, Jesus, well, what's 3%? A shit 3%. I get that, but we leverage these trades up because of their spies and because of that. You're looking at, in my opinion, I would, and again, do your own due diligence, and it doesn't really matter because we don't play with real money on this channel. But 3%, okay, say you go 5 times leverage, that 15% over the course of a week. You take it. Don't forget, Warren Buffett, greatest investor of all time, says if you get 10% a year, you're doing well. If we can get 15% in a week, we're doing extremely well. Do your own due diligence, of course. Hope you find this video informative. Please like, subscribe, and I will catch you in next week's video. I think it's going to be a good week. Will it be? I'll see you throughout the week. Peace.